Welcome to Wednesday.
We are here.
The last show of 2023.
That's right. I love it.
I'm sad about it. I know
Are
you're
you?
excited, but I am sad that it's the last one of 2023.
I am so looking forward to about 2 hours from now to go 14, 15 days, whatever it is, without having to be in front of the camera. I am just in front of the camera a little too much these days, that's for sure. I love doing it, but at the same time, it's like, holy shit, I am in front of a camera a lot.
Yeah. So it's going to be a little bit, but I feel like we'll come back refreshed, rejuvenated, ready to go. There will be best of shows that are going to be running while we're gone.
Yep.
I'm going to come back. I want to come back with like the commercials all cleaned up and people that, have stopped, gone. And just kind of start fresh.
Right. Well, it's time, isn't it? I mean, isn't that what everybody does on a new year? You start over.
Yes. So it'll be a rejuvenated show come 2024.
That's right. Is that when Chiselka's coming back?
Chiselka will be back in the chair. It'll be Chiselka and Chris.
January 8th, Chiselka and Chris. There we go.
The Chiselka and Chris show will be on. So I will be excited to watch that.
Sure.
See how long you last, my friend.
I wouldn't. There's no way. I mean, and I love Mike. I have no real beef with Mike at all. I don't, but
I love him too.
I can't do a show with Combs leading. Hannity has to lead for me, or else I can't do it. I can't do it with Combs.
I couldn't. Well, water under the bridge, much like the rest of my past 20 years of life.
Yeah. So it seems.
Yeah. In case you missed it, I've been banned once again.
What are you banned from, man?
Last time it was Facebook, because I posted a meme of Joe Biden.
Yeah. This show got my Twitter page or my YouTube page killed.
Yes, you've been killed because of the show, because of Flat Earth Guy.
Yes.
We were banned on YouTube also for
medical misinformation. Yes.
Medical misinformation. I believe a few different shows.
Yep.
We're trying to think of what else we've been. I think that's pretty much it. That's
Facebook has taken down a few things for music copyright.
Oh yeah, Facebook has definitely taken down a few things because of music copyrights. Even though we're interviewing the band, they take down. And I said, well, hey, there's we actually have the band on.
Yeah,
you can't use our music still. Okay, well,
sorry.
So we've been banned all across the world with some of the record companies.
Yep, sure have.
And the latest in the banning is the previous radio station I worked at banned me on Facebook as well.
Oh, my gosh.
I can no longer look at the radio station Facebook page, comment on it, or anything else.
Maybe that's a good thing.
It might be.
It might be good for your mental health.
Yeah, but I don't know what I did. I mean, that's the problem. That's what I have an issue with.
Well, what did you do? Did you go on there and say Bloom Daddy's a cunt?
I did not.
You didn't say that?
I did not.
Well, clearly you said that the program director is an asshole.
I did not.
You didn't say that either?
I don't know who the program director is. No.
The management should all die in a fire.
Did not say that.
You didn't say that either.
I did not.
So what did you say that got you banned?
I said if people only knew.
Jeez, oh man. The language on you, man.
Yes, it was obviously offensive. It was obviously something that I should not have said. I feel bad. I feel bad that it hurt feelings that I've caused. I'm going to call and beg for forgiveness.
Please.
So let's go down. I mean, look, I don't want to spend all show on this, but this is something that I feel like needs to be addressed.
Okay.
Properly.
Sure.
So I'll do the brief rundown of events for 2023.
Okay.
And 2022, basically.
Sure.
With me. So, Triv passes. One of the hardest times I know of my life, and I know of a lot of people's lives. People in this city, people that loved him, fans of the show, friends of his. You know, people that really cared about Triv.
Right.
It was a really tough time for a lot of people.
Sure.
Made a lot of headlines around here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very difficult to deal with.
It was tough. Hold on, real quick. It wasn't only just people that knew him either.
Right, no.
Don't forget, there's 250, 300,000 people that knew him every day from 3 to 7.
Every single day, yeah.
You know, and those people were upset too.
Very upset. You know, he had a huge gathering at his wake, and it was an emotional time for a lot of people. Very emotional for myself.
Sure.
I mean, I'm a man, but I admit that I cried a lot of times over that man's passing. Not just because it was, you know, part of my life for 12 years in my career, but because people don't know the times that I spent talking to him on the phones on the weekends, just sitting there for literally hours.
He was kind of like your work dad.
Yeah, sitting there on my patio on the swing outside, smoking a cigarette and spending literally hours talking to the guy about radio and about life and about all kind of different things.
Sure.
So, unfortunate, sad, terrible, horrible, whatever. At which point I go back to work and I'm told to start deleting things. Start getting rid of basically the past. His Facebook page was gone. There was all kind of things that were just taken down. Audio was gone. No music that, you know, used to be played for him. Then I was told by somebody that still works there, who's still prominent on the station, that they banned all of his callers. Now, this is not something I'm making up.
Right.
This is something that actually happened. I had breakfast with him and a host there, and they told me that they banned the callers that used like regular callers of his.
Right.
So they, you know, that's what they did. They started getting rid of the history of Mike Trevisano.
Sure.
Made me very upset. I was in on meetings also and asked numerous times my opinion on who should be taking the place of Triv. I didn't want to do that because I mean, one, it's not my call, but two, tell me to replace tell me to pick.
Nobody wants to pick the replacement for their friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have input on the guy that replaces the legend in Cleveland. I didn't really want that.
Right.
But I always gave my opinion on what they asked me to give my opinion on, and I sat through all the hosts. Now, numerous times throughout this period of auditioning people for this job. Now, this is all true. This is all stuff that actually happened to me. Mm-hmm. I'm not making stuff up. This isn't something that, you know, are they going to sue me because I'm telling the truth about what happened?
Right.
So, the truth of what happened is that I sat there and I got numerous phone calls from management there while people were auditioning saying, Seth, you already have the job. quit auditioning, because Carmen and I wanted to get the job ourselves. We thought that it would be a good show. We thought that the two people that knew him the best and knew the audience the best would be the best replacement for the show.
And it would come with the least amount of shakeup.
Right.
Yeah.
And if we failed 2 years down the road, then we failed 2 years down the road and you go on to somebody else. Mm-hmm. But it would cause the least headaches in the shortest period of time if we just took charge of that show and did our thing. Because people knew us, for the most part, people liked us. But that was the reality of it. We thought that we could do it. We were told flat out no.
Right.
Then I got calls from people from management, saying, quit auditioning for the job. You already have the job, meaning that I already have my job as being producer on whatever show is going to be there.
Okay.
So I was told a couple of different times. I remember where I was standing in my living room getting the calls from management saying, don't worry, you have the job. So stop auditioning. They wanted me to back off the mic a little bit so that way they could hear the host and see what they wanted to do as far as replacement.
And just to be clear on that too, that also puts you in a position where you're not kind of protecting yourself either, thinking you might be out.
Of course.
And for anybody that's never been in radio, when a host leaves, everybody usually gets washed. I mean, that does happen. That happens a lot. But you were in a position where you could have been protecting yourself. You could have been, putting out feelers to HK or O&E or.
I could have done numerous things. I didn't have a contract with a non-compete or anything like that. I could have done something for my life.
Sure.
But I was reassured on countless occasions. Mm-hmm. Not only literally the day of his passing, because whether it was classy or not, on the day of his passing, they said, don't worry about anything. You guys are fine. Talking to me and Carmen.
Right.
But then in the preceding or the weeks to follow, I was told the same thing. I was told, don't worry, nothing. Just back off the mic so we can hear some of these guys that are auditioning for the job. I said, fine. I said, but I have a job, right? Don't worry about it. You have the job. Okay, fine. So I backed off. I did what I was supposed to do. I gave my input on who I thought should, was at least an entertaining replacement. I named a couple of different people that I thought were good. And then, of course, they fired me. Without warning, without anything other than what happened. And this is after I had talked to Bloom Daddy, who's, obviously got the job. And I knew that he had the job. And, I talked to him. And then the next day I was fired.
Lovely.
Now, business is business, man. So
I get that, but do you think though? I just want to feel this out a little bit because I really wasn't chatting with you at that point. Did Bloom Daddy push you out? Meaning, did he bring his own people in?
No, not at all.
So it was management that not only brought him in, but staffed his show.
Well, there's nobody to staff it. I mean, there's nobody.
He doesn't have a producer?
He has at least the last time that I heard anything. I mean, I know who replaced me. He was just a part-time kid that had just started working at the radio station a few months prior to that.
Okay.
And then they have Carmen. Mm. But so whatever. Again, business is business. I understand. And I've been fired before in radio.
Sure.
It wasn't the first time, and it sucked, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was done. But in that meeting where I was let go, I was told, don't say anything. Don't go on social media. Blah, 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 blah. You're not going to get your severance if you go on social media and all this bullshit. And so I kept my mouth shut. I didn't do anything. I sat back. I as upset as I was with the way that they handled it after promising me a job after, one, my friend died, but two, telling me to back off the mic, don't worry, and not giving me an opportunity to prepare myself to go out into the world and find myself a job, they let me go. And I didn't make a fuss during the meeting. I grabbed my stuff, even after I was told that I wasn't allowed to say goodbye to my friends. After 15 fucking years and 25 years of being in that building with people, I wasn't allowed to say goodbye. I was told to get my stuff and get out.
Did they do the cop thing? Did they walk you?
Yeah, I was walked to the back door to where the elevator was, and I went downstairs.
Jesus.
And a couple people followed and came out and talked to me, and that was fine. Now, okay, again, firing is firing. Right. Then, whatever, I'm sitting at home on the shelf doing my thing, and I get sick. At which point, I end up in the hospital. I'm in a coma for 3 days. I wake up without a fucking leg. I'm in the hospital now for another month, sitting there, not knowing what I'm going to do with my life, not knowing how I'm going to even go on.
Right.
Now, because of what happened with my health. My kidneys were failing, my leg was gone, and I'm trying to recover from everything. At which point, I have no insurance, I have no job. My wife has a good job, but she's not pulling in 6 figures. Let's face it.
Sure.
You
mean that great Cobra coverage for $7,000 a month didn't take care of you?
Well, that's the problem. Is that if you look at that stuff, you can't even afford it if you don't have a job.
Yeah, it's only like 3 times what the normal cost is.
Yeah, and so I'm sitting there, and I get home, and Billy Morris is kind enough to plan an event for me.
Sure.
For me and my family, because he wanted to raise some money because, again, no insurance. I have a daughter, I got a wife, and we need to live. And then Jim and Sandy Scott, first-time caller Jim and his wife, started a GoFundMe or GiveSendGo account for me. And they were lucky enough to get on Rover,
right,
to promote it, because my station that I worked at for over a decade said, no, we're not going to help. And so they refused to help when friends came to them and said, hey, we have a charity thing for this guy that's been there for over a decade. We want to help him. And they refused to promote it. I called management and I said, hey, could you at least promote the event that Billy Morris is throwing for me? Please.
Right.
Because I don't have anything. And they said, no. They said they would not do it. And I said, well, why? And their response was, because the blowback that we would get for firing you would be too much for us to handle. We don't want to do that. We don't want to cause any more problems.
Well, but if you weren't on there saying that, if you were just,
just it.
If you were appreciative of it, then what would be the problem?
I said, I don't want to talk about getting fired. I don't want to talk about my time. All I want to do is promote the fact that, me and my family need help right now because I don't have a job or insurance. And if we don't get help, we're going to be living with my mother-in-law at best.
You basically just wanted to say, come out, have some barbecue, and the money goes to helping me get through this shit.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted, and I was denied. At which point, I have to admit, I was pissed and hurt.
I bet.
Really hurt, because I thought some of these people were my friends. And it turned out that they weren't. And so, whatever, then all this stuff happens. Everybody knows, start a podcast and all that kind of stuff, and thank God I ended up with you doing it. And then this comes up where they're going to actually start doing this best of Triv on Christmas Day marathon thing.
Right.
Now, I think it's fantastic. Let me just get it out there. I think it's absolutely fantastic what they're doing. I'm going to sit and listen to Triv all day on Christmas Day, because I miss him every day. But the people that are doing it didn't like him. And they went on the air and they promoted this thing, and they didn't want to do this. Right. I know, because I was there. And I know from going outside to smoke with Triv what he thought of some of these people.
Sure.
People could deny things and they can say whatever they want to say, but that is the absolute truth. I have no bridge to burn because they're not going to hire me back.
Right.
That management over there does not like me for whatever reason, even though I didn't do anything to them. They did it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I said nothing. I did nothing. I didn't hurt anybody. I didn't go out of my way to upset anybody. I did literally nothing.
Are the people that are involved with the presentation on next Monday? Are they at least people that were good with Triv? Like, isn't Marty Allen hosting it? Like,
yeah, and he was good with Triv.
Was he good with Triv?
Of course. Yeah. Okay. I have nothing bad to say about Marty or Paul or anybody. But the management is what I'm talking about. The management, the people that shit on me and my family in our time of need. Now, again, firing is one thing because people get fired, and I understand that, and that's business. Radio is like that. I understand that. I've always known that.
Yeah.
You don't have to like it. Nobody likes getting fired. But I didn't like the way that they crapped all over me and my family in our time of need. I didn't like that even a little.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have gone out blaze of glory, that's one thing.
But I didn't.
But you didn't. So, what difference does it make? Hey, Seth, who used to be on the Triv show, he's having a benefit to. Why would that hurt anything? It doesn't hurt shit.
It wouldn't.
Makes the station look good. For God's sake. It would have done nothing but make the station look good.
I mean, I don't even like talking about this. I shouldn't be wasting my time talking about some of these people. But people keep coming to me with Seth, oh, this is great what they're doing. This is great what they're doing. In a way it is, because Tripp deserves to be honored. No doubt Tripp deserves to be honored. Just not by the people that are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you get things like this. Ray retired. No, he didn't. He did not retire. Ray was let go.
Was he?
Ray had his own retirement party. And I love Ray.
Yeah.
But no, that's not true. Munch didn't retire. Those people could have retired. They were on their way to retirement until they were let go.
Yeah, I've heard Munch got just totally fucked around.
And I'm not going to put words in people's mouths, so I'm not going to, talk about any of those guys because I don't know what they think or how they feel about anybody over there. But I'm just telling you that I didn't do anything wrong to these people. Nothing. All I did was work my ass off for almost 13 years with Triv. And I got shit on because of it.
And then you left. I'm hoping he just pushed that button there on the side. Yep, he did.
I hit that button on my mouse.
Yeah, that's exactly what I just said.
But I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything, again, to get fired, but it is what it is. But I certainly didn't do anything to get treated the way that I got treated when I was sick and needed help. And they can talk and say all the crap that they want. I didn't do anything to them, and I didn't deserve to be treated that way. And the fact that they're doing it now is ridiculous.
Well, and they're still doing it, right? They're editing you out of the truth pieces. Correct?
I don't know what's going to air on Monday. I have no idea, but I would be willing to bet that I won't be on there. Yeah. It'll be what they consider the golden era, and I'm sure it'll be great. I'm sure I liked when Paul and Marty and Kim and all those guys were on there. I thought it was a great show, but it wasn't a bad show when myself was on there, Goldman was on there, Glenn Forbes was on there. It was not a bad show, and it was a good show a lot of times, and there was a lot of good times had. And I don't know what's going to air on Monday. I'll listen because I love Tripp.
Sure,
but I don't think that. I deserve now to be banned from the Facebook page.
You know what the worst part is about this whole thing, dude? Or one of the worst parts. It's not the worst part, I guess, but one of the worst parts about this is going to do the best numbers the station has done in 2 years.
Oh, yeah. Easily.
And they're going to say, well, see, look at what we did.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to take full credit for promoting a man that they never fucking put their heart behind.
That is very, very true.
And that just blows. That just absolutely blows.
And the sad part is there's a lot more that I know that I won't say on the air today. I just won't because there's, other people involved and I won't do that.
Text it to me. I'll say it.
I know. I'm talking about my experiences, stuff that I know and that I had to deal with firsthand. I would never get anybody else involved. And look, I don't even say the Bloom Daddy sucks. I got nothing against Bloom Daddy. In fact, there's a couple of times I've listened to Bloom Daddy where I'm like, it's not that bad. I could make it a better show. I know that.
Sure.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's second rate. It's second rate what you used to do.
I have no ill will towards anybody that's involved in putting that show together other than the people that announced it because I know how they felt. I know how Tripp felt. And I know how they treat people. And it's not good. And look, radio's a cutthroat business. Well, no. You could still be a fucking human being. You could still be a person. You could still have feelings.
Yeah.
And they don't.
Dude, I'll just tell you. I'll give you the opposite side of it. When I got fired from 92.3, and I got fired for cause, no less. I got fired for an HR complaint.
Right?
Yeah, we got it's a long story, but there's some DJs out of New York. We're actually friends with them now, but I used to do both the metal show and the classic metal show.
Hey,
and
we got to take a quick break.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to take this call. I don't know why.
All right, go ahead.
So let's you play some stuff real quick?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, thank you.
All right. Here we go. Boom.
KRFK Radio has the best hard rock and metal on the planet. Featuring Joe Elliott, Def Leppard vocalist and host of the Joe Elliott Radio Show.
Are you serious?
Eddie Trunk, host of the biggest metal programs ever on radio and MTV. Charlie Kendall, creator and host of Metal Shop.
For adults only.
Dee Snider, Twisted Sister vocalist and host of the House of Hair.
Any questions?
Ron Keel, the Metal Cowboy, Ron Keel Band vocalist and host of Streets of Rock and Roll. And boss of this here outfit. L.A. Lloyd, host of the Rock Countdown.
And here comes the best part.
The Classic Metal Show with Neely and Chris Aiken. And Hairball John.
Am I on the air?
Together, they reach all, and I mean all, hard rock and heavy metal fans. And you can only find them all together here on KRFK Radio.
Right back here. Seth Williams Show with Chris Aiken.
How do we keep getting you switched over to that side?
I don't know.
Well, that's all right. It's all good. Yeah, dude, I mean, talking about this whole thing, what I was saying was, when I got fired for a legit cause.
Yeah.
I mean, without getting into the whole thing, because it's way dirtier than I try to be here, I sent some really, really heinous, dirty shit to that tandem. And it was like a podcast war, an early podcast war. But the hosts over there worked at CBS, and they filed an HR complaint, and I got fired. And right. Matt got fired too, but we ended up talking Matt into keeping his gig. Now, that all being said, I was fired by Nard over there at 92, and Tom Herschel over at 92. They could not have been nicer to me.
Right.
They were human beings. They were gentlemen about it. They were like, we can't have this, blah, blah, blah. And, and there's not much we can do with an HR complaint. We can't just suspend you because of this and that. And I was like, hey, fair game. I knew what I was doing, but they were human beings about it. They weren't just like, hey, fuck you, get out of here. And, I've run into Nard several times since, and, he's always nice to me. He's not like, hey, enemy, hey,
Well, there's a way to do things.
Yeah. And, apparently they know how to do it better at CBS.
Seth, you were actually mentioned on Bloom Show yesterday by Dennis Manteloff. He said you were one of Trish's best friends, said to Carmen.
It'll be edited out of the replay.
Yeah. Well, Dennis Manteloff is a good person. That's why. Dennis Manteloff, D-Man, is a good person with a good heart and actually cares about people.
And he's not a full-time employee at TAM either.
It is what it is, man. I'm not, people are like, oh, you're bitter. No, I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter about getting fired. I'm bitter about the way that they treat people. I'm bitter about the way that they treated him. I'm bitter about the way that they treated my family. After, I was sick. Forget about firing. I put a lot of time and effort into that place, and to get crapped on was pretty awful.
Why is it bad that you're bitter about getting fucked over?
Because
should you not be bitter about that?
Yeah, but being bitter is one of the, look, because you know what happens? People look at it a different way. People will look at it and go, some asshole like that's over there will say, you're trying to take away from, Triv's honoring. No, I want Triv to be honored. I think you should have been doing it a hell of a lot more than you have than one fucking day on Christmas Eve, on Christmas Day 2 years later.
A day when almost nobody's listening to the radio. A day when almost no one's listening to the radio. Yeah. No, it's just a lame. It's lame. I'll say. I know you won't say it. It's lame. It's just it's bullshit, lame, cheap pop. This is you know what having Triv on Christmas is akin to. It is the same as when a band is failing, and they go, "What do you think, Cleveland? What do you just looking to get the crowd into it." Yeah. That's all they're doing. They're just shamelessly looking to get Cleveland back on their side, because I'm willing to bet you anything that part of the reason for this is ratings are not great. If Bloom Daddy was killing it, if he was doing the same numbers as Triv, they would have the best of Bloom Daddy all week.
Well, that's just it. We didn't do best of Pete Franklin when Triv was on.
No, of course not.
On Christmas Day.
No, they're doing it because Bloom Daddy's failing.
Hey, look.
And that's not to be mean to him. That's just saying, dude, Triv was an icon in this town.
Yeah.
He was arguably maybe the most important DJ in this town since Alan Freed. I mean, honestly, and I'm not just saying that. I mean,
right. You have no skin in the game.
No, and I mean, I didn't even know Triv that well, to be honest. I met him a couple times, but I didn't know him. But I mean, he was the most important. I mean, who else would it be? Bill Lewis, Kenny Rhoda, I mean, I mean, honestly,
great guys, but yes.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not in the same category here. The two most famous DJs in the history of Cleveland, I think, are Alan Freed and Mike Trevisano. And that comes, and Triv how long was Triv on the show, on 3WE and then TAM? 30 years?
Yeah.
30 years. How many, you've been in radio for a long time. How many guys get to be the headline show on a station for 30 years?
Not very often.
Even Howard Stern didn't get to do that.
No, you got to be something to do that.
I mean, that is unprecedented territory.
See, and it even proves my point. Sandy just started listening. And she says exactly what I said. They banned his callers. They banned his friends from calling into the radio show.
Yeah, and I sort of get it, but I sort of don't. They should have maybe phased it a little bit instead of just a flat-out ban. You know what I mean?
What's the point?
Well, the point is,
if you don't like what they have to say, if they're calling in, all they do is say Bloom Daddy fucking sucks and get rid of them. I mean, then I understand you cut them off, you throw them off the air for now. But what are you going to ban people for?
They didn't need to ban people, but and again, I'm just playing devil's advocate a little bit here. But if people were calling every day saying, "Oh, I remember when Triv said this, I remember when Triv said that," then Bloom Daddy can't move forward with his gig because it'll keep coming. It'll keep 30 years. It'll keep coming. That being said, that banning people and banning his callers and banning his sound and all, that's just ridiculous. That station made hundreds of millions of dollars because of Mike Trevisano. Hundreds of millions. Have a little fucking respect, you dicks.
And now they're running back on Christmas Day to do whatever they want. I don't know why they're doing it. I know why they're doing it.
I do too, because they're losing money.
They're just not cool. They're just not honest people, and I don't like that. I just don't. And again, I've said nothing out of turn because it was stuff that I was told first, that I know firsthand. I mean, I was told to do it. I was told everything that I said is true.
Yeah. Well, they're shitheads, dude. I mean, that's the bottom line.
They make me look like a bad guy. I didn't do anything. What the hell did I do? You're gonna ban me from Facebook? What the hell did I do to you? I did nothing to you.
Easy, simple target. Every time you post on there 500 people that go to their Facebook page are reminded of Triv.
Some guy sent me a text today saying that every time that they have put up a post on this, he said, "Well, where's Seth?" And I've looked for the posts and they're gone.
Of course.
I haven't seen them. I don't know.
They don't want you, dude. They don't want you to have a personality. They probably hate that you do this. Even though we're not even really, we're not pushing and we're not trying to become some big, we're not going national as I used to hear on this show. We're not doing that. We're just having fun. We're just having fun fucking around. But I guarantee you, the same people over there that treated you like shit hate the fact that you have a voice.
I know that. Yeah, I'm sure of it. I'm not a people on their ass, but they're probably annoyed that I'm doing anything.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they are. Whatever.
So wasting my time talking about them even irritates the hell out of me. But when something like this happens, and I support them honoring Triv. That's ridiculous. Why would anybody think that I wouldn't support them honoring Triv? I wanted to be a part of it.
See, and the
if
move.
They would have asked me to be a part of it, I would have said yes.
And that would have been the move. Instead of having just Marty, maybe have you and Marty go in there and do it.
Marty, Paul, if they're doing 12 hours of it, I think they're doing more. They're doing like 8 a.m. to midnight. Then ask us all to be a part of it. Ask Marty to be a part of it. Ask Paul to be a part of it. Ask me. Ask Glenn Forbes to be a part of it. Ask Goldman to be a part of it.
And y'all could tell little 3-5-minute stories in between some segments. And
I was on the phone with Glenn for an hour today. Glenn Forbes used to be the producer.
Yeah, I know Glenn.
And I know that Glenn probably would have said yes.
Sure.
To doing it. Because, you know what? Glenn loved Triv, too.
Sure. I'm sure Ratto would have said yes. I'm sure.
I don't know if Ratto was asked. He may have been asked. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody that was.
Why not have us all who is part of that experience of the Triv show, which was an experience for 20-some years, been happy to be a part of it. Even if after they fired me, if they would have just said, hey, Seth, we're doing this thing for Triv. Would you be a part of it? I would have said, for Triv? No doubt.
Yeah.
And I would have gone on and I would have been as happy as a pig in shit, just talking about stories about Triv and having a good time on Christmas. I would have given up my Christmas to go in there and be a part of that.
Yeah.
And that's not bitter either. I'm bitter by who's doing it.
Right.
Not Marty. I'm talking about management over there.
Right. Well, it sucks, but, you won't say it. I'll say it. Don't listen. I know you're going to listen anyway, but don't listen. Don't give them the ratings point, which is what they want in the first place.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the Triv fan and friends of Triv, it's something that you almost have to do because, hearing him on the radio again is something that is not only cool, but therapeutic, I think, for a lot of people. And I understand that. I'm probably going to tune in when I'm in the car driving to family's house and everything else. I want to hear. I want to hear his voice again.
Sure. Somebody should just download it and put it on YouTube.
I just wish it wasn't the guy over there who's taking the credit for it.
Yeah, Gunner's hitting it on the head, too. That's true.
Yeah, but I mean, it would have taken no effort at all to sit there and put together, 4 hours of best of Bloom Daddy, whatever that means, and then,
Yeah, but then they got to pay them.
Well, they don't have to pay anybody. It just runs recorded. I mean, it wouldn't be. Carmen would have to sit there and do something and record it and play it.
That's true.
Anybody there.
Yeah, he's with him being active, he'd want approval and all that other crap. I mean, this is easy. There's nobody to say no. They can pick whatever segments they want. They're probably they may not
even ask for approval. Whatever. Triv would say, "Put together best of. We'll get best of." Okay,
there you go. Yeah, just I don't know. I mean, it really does suck. I think I'm more mad than you, just because. I know for you it's personal. For me, it's not as personal. It's just a shitty situation. And that just sucks. It just sucks that it is what it is. It's just a shitty situation.
Do you think that's true, Sandy? I don't know. Do you think that? I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe you're right. I don't know. I'd like to think that Ray wasn't like that. But again, I know from the conversations that I had on numerous smoke breaks who Triv did like and did not like at that radio station.
Right.
And the people that are promoting, not so much.
Right.
And he had no reason to lie to me. He did say don't trust them, which apparently I did a little bit too much.
Yeah. Well, there's always that in radio. You can't really trust anybody. Everybody's your friend until they're not.
Yeah, believe me. That's true too. Someone promises get it in writing.
Yep. Agree with that too.
Oh well. It is what it is.
Well, if you want, I guess you can listen on Monday.
Yeah. I'd really like to know what segments they're going to play. I mean, I think I have literally every segment that they're going to play. You're on my computer.
I guarantee it won't be you eating a pineapple.
No, I guarantee it will not be any of me. But I should have done that. I should have started playing on my computer everything that they're going to play on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, why not? Go live. Just go live and play it.
Jim said he did rake ride because the moneymaker was gone.
That could be.
You know what it might have been? The thing about Triv being around was that everybody felt like they had like security.
Sure.
Because if Triv liked you a little bit, then nobody was getting ready. Everything was. I always compared it to like Triv was like the sun in the universe,
right?
And every person kind of floated around him, and like the planets and everything just kind of rotated around him.
Right.
And then when he passed, unfortunately, it was like the light went out on that universe, and everything scattered off and
just went floating chaos. Away.
Yeah, into complete chaos, and nobody knew what the hell to do. And that's kind of true. It's kind of the way that it was.
Yeah. Well, now you got Bloom Daddy.
Yeah.
But we got Bloom Doggy. Isn't that better?
Yeah. Yeah, we do. And nobody can touch the sun. That is true. We do have Bloom Doggy. I don't want to spend the entire show talking about that. But yeah, I there you go. I said my piece, and it is what it is. I feel better now. Feel better now venting a little bit.
Well, good.
And so now we have this asshole. I don't know who's worse. I really don't. I don't know who's worse. Management at the radio station or this guy.
Come on. It's not even a competition, is it?
Should I play it first or would?
Yeah, play it first, and then because I want to talk about the whole text thread that we had going this afternoon.
All right.
Do I need to play it?
I'll play it.
All right.
Here we go. There's no audio.
No sound?
That's how bad this guy is.
Wait a minute.
That's why I said to you earlier, I said, man, I think my headphones and microphone are broke because I don't hear anything. And then because I played that guy wasn't talking. He's so bad at his job at calling Brown stuff that he can't even get sound to work on his stupid segment.
What the hell? And I, of course, had no time to check it today, so.
You better send that guy a text right now saying he sucks ass at recording stuff because he didn't get sound on there.
I failed today. I'm going to take the fail on that. I should have checked it.
No. He should take the fail because he doesn't even know how to work a microphone.
Yeah, there's no audio in his original either. Damn it. It's not me. It's not I just tried to play it here. And
so that guy who was about to take shots at me for not being able to call a game can't even get his recording to work and obviously didn't check it before he sent it.
No, he didn't.
That makes me feel better about life.
Does it?
So, John Drake, the Browns expert, supposedly, that we have on this show, I couldn't figure out how to record his Bloom Doggy Browns details.
I know one thing, though. He can certainly figure out how to make a awful tasting asparagus.
Charles Guile checking in. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Hope you're feeling well, Charles.
Yeah.
Charles Guile checking in.
So are you excited about the asparagus cook-off?
Natalie checking in. She fell asleep. No, I am not. One, I am kind of excited about the asparagus because I know how I'm going to prepare it. And so I don't know why there's any kind of debate going on here on this text thread that we had today. Because, well, you guys all suck. But you're not coming over here to prepare the asparagus if I have to eat it.
I thought Billy was preparing it.
That's fine. Is Billy going to drive his food truck over to my house?
He'll probably drive his car.
Okay, well, I doubt that that's going to happen. So I'm guessing that I'm going to have to prepare my asparagus myself. But we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah.
But you guys are terrible people. In case anybody's joining us, I made a bet with John Drake, the Bloom Doggy Dog Pound Details guy. that the Browns will not make the playoffs. And he says that they will. And if I lose, I have to eat a pound of asparagus.
That's right.
And if he loses, he has to wear a Steelers jersey.
A nice James Harrison jersey. Right.
And we will take video because he hates the Steelers probably more than I hate asparagus, even though I've never tried it.
I think that's fair, yeah.
But if you want to explain the text thread that was going on today.
Well, it quickly morphed from good asparagus to buying some really low rent groceries.
Well, the original asparagus idea was that Billy was going to prepare some smoked asparagus on his grill, and it was going to be, I'm assuming, flavored with like garlic and lemon, some olive oil and stuff like that. And today, Billy decides to send a picture of frozen asparagus that they have at the dollar store.
Yeah, the Dollar Tree. And then I said that was too good.
Yeah, you proceeded to tell everybody that is actually
I said it has to look like flowers that somebody's girlfriend forgot.
Which is a terrible idea. You said none of that fancy Walmart or Giant Eagle.
That's right.
What's fancy about Walmart or Giant Eagle asparagus?
Come on. I don't want you getting that fancy stuff. I was talking Aldi's or Dollar General. Dollar General's not bad.
And then I said that I would pick it from my garden.
Yeah, we weren't having that either.
But I don't have a garden. So that's apparently not going to happen.
Let's just start growing it now. I don't think it'd be ready, though, in time, would it?
I don't know. I mean,
I don't think it'd grow in 3 weeks.
It's not going to happen before we come back in January.
By the time you come back, they're already going to have clinched the playoffs.
They're not going to. I'm going live the day that they blow the playoffs, and I'm going to call little John Drake and have him on the show, and make him wear the Steelers jersey that day.
Dude, I'm going to tell you the secret truth. There's a good part of me that hopes you win.
Because he is your friend, and you know how much he loves the Browns.
It will kill him way more than it will kill you to eat asparagus to be photographed in a James Harrison jersey. It will kill him. And he knows I'll send it to every one of his damn friends. Every one of his friends that he has talked shit out at over the years because they're like Ravens fans or Steelers fans or whatever. I mean, he talks mad shit. And it will be my pleasure, if he loses, to make sure every one of his friends sees him in Steeler gear. That will be tremendous.
I'm looking at the Browns' chances of making the playoffs according to the New York Times.
Yeah.
99%.
99%! Seems like you still have some hope, Seth.
I do. There is a hope. There is a chance.
One.
Look, the Browns are going to lose out. There's no doubt about
They're
that.
not going to lose out.
They're going to lose to the Texans this weekend, right?
You are insane. Then
they're going to lose to the Jets. That's the only game that I'm worried about.
Jets stink. They're not going to lose this week either.
They're going to lose this week. C.J. Stroud's going to throw for 400 yards against
C.J. Stroud might not even play.
He'll play.
It's the Case Keenum-led Texans.
He'll throw for 500 yards.
Yeah, because he did that so much when he was here.
The Browns will lose this weekend.
No
then
way.
If they lose to the Jets and they lose to the Bengals, then I'm going to definitely win. So if they lose out, I win.
There's no way are they going to lose 3 straight. No way.
They have nobody on the defense, and they have nobody left on the offensive line. You and I got a phone call. That's who called me earlier during the show. Was the Browns to see if I could play the offense.
See if you could play.
And I said, yeah.
Playing all songs from Apple Music.
Oh, look at.
Why are you playing songs from Apple Music?
I don't know. Siri just went on. I didn't say Siri. I coughed. All right. Well, You're wrong, and that's just the way it is.
Right? Oh, for sure. It's definitely a possibility they lose out.
Get out of here. You guys are nuts.
I don't understand why you think that this team is so good.
Did I say so good? But they're not going to lose out.
Look, I might have been on your side if they didn't have all these injuries.
Even with all these injuries, they are better than the Jets.
No.
The Jets are barely better than a college team. The Jets are terrible. The Jets have one good player, and he's got a blown-up Achilles.
List Cleveland Browns injuries.
I know it's a lot.
Juan Thornhill. Questionable. Safety. Anthony Walker Jr. Questionable. Linebacker. Some guy named Ogbo or something, but I can't pronounce his last name. Defensive end. Questionable. Center. Questionable. Linebacker. Questionable. Injured reserve. Questionable. Petonio. Questionable. Mike Ford. Grant Delpit out. DeJuan Jones out. Jedrick Wills out. All these people are out. Michael Woods II out.
And they were all out last week and they won.
Deshaun Watson out. Conklin out. All guard Drew Forbes out. Half our team is out.
And they were all out last week and still won.
Yeah, well, that wasn't against the Texans.
The Bears and the Texans are about the same.
The Bears are a terrible team, and they should have won that game.
The Bears are a terrible team, and the Texans are not a great team.
Mayor Bill thinks we're going to win.
The Browns got this.
Just based on the reality, Seth, they're eating asparagus.
That's more the you're just You're hoping upon hope that you don't have to eat that fucking asparagus.
There's
I know
no way that I'm going to eat the asparagus.
You are going to eat that asparagus.
And then I was told that if I eat the asparagus, that my stomach is going to be upset. I'm going to be crapping like for a day and a half.
Oh,
I can't afford to miss work.
Stop it. That's
you
not going to happen.
Understand me? So
it's not going to happen. So we'll do it on a Friday.
Although that may change. You never know.
Yeah.
Who knows what could happen in the last week or so here of 2023.
You might get shuttled from WHK with no notice. Who knows?
Don't say that. Very real possibility.
Let's hope not. That would not be good.
Even Scott got an invite to fill in for those guys that are out.
See, look at that.
If they win, you have to eat collard greens. I've never had a collard green. I don't know what a collard green is.
Collard green's not good. Although to me, the worst of all of that stuff would be like the kind of soupy, mushy spinach. That's the worst to me.
You know, as a kid, I liked canned spinach.
I just don't like it when it's all mushy and gooey. Ugh.
I don't like spinach at all. I can't. Like that leafy green crap, I can't even think.
I don't mind like a good spinach salad. That's not bad.
See, I can't. Look, I can't eat. I don't want to get sick.
Hey, you're the one that made the bet.
Okay, I didn't know that it could be toxic to me.
It's not going to be toxic. We went through this last week. It's the most healthy thing you could possibly eat.
If it's making me have stomach cramps to the point of needing to use the restroom,
that's not going to happen.
It's toxic.
It's not going to happen. 14 stalks of asparagus is not going to make you sick.
14 to 18, it says.
Like even 18. You're thinking that these things are like a piece of corn, and you're going to be eating a whole table's worth of corn. Dude, they're tiny. It's like putting 14 pencils on a table. That's not a lot.
It seems like a lot.
It's not.
Like a lot of green stuff.
It's not a lot. It's definitely not like 14 ears of corn or 14 cans of soup or whatever. A pound isn't that much. Come on.
Even Scott says a pound is a lot, though.
Nah, come on. It's only a pound. You'll have 2 hours to eat it during the show. You can nibble on it all show.
Do you think I'm going to make it through 2 hours?
Yes, of course.
Without vomiting?
Of course. Asparagus is good.
Do I get like a ranch or dipping sauce, like a cheese sauce or something?
You could drink some after.
Drink some. drink some after each bite.
No, at the end. We'll let you have water like they do at the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Maybe that's what you should do. See how many you can eat in like 2 minutes. Just get it over with.
See, that's what's kind of messed up about this bet is now I feel like I'm Carmen, just doing some stupid eating thing, and it makes me look bad. Like I'd rather. Is there anything else? I'd rather like wear like a tutu or like.
No, this is good.
I have to do the show naked.
No, this is good. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, that's the point. Everybody would turn it off, so I'd just be here by myself naked.
So what good is that bet?
Well, it's bad for, not good for John.
Here's a bet. Here's a bet. We're going to do something that no one wants to watch. Why not just read a book?
I've eaten more than a pound of mashed potatoes and saying you'll be fine. A pound isn't anything.
That's what I'm saying.
I could eat a pound of mashed potatoes. I could eat 2 pounds of mashed potatoes. You slap some gravy on there, I could get 3 pounds of mashed potatoes.
Pounds a pound.
We're talking about, but asparagus doesn't taste like mashed potatoes.
Asparagus doesn't taste bad either. How would you know? You've never had it.
Because I've talked to numerous people that said asparagus is not really a good vegetable.
Oh, stop. And then we read online it's the most healthy thing in the entire world that you can eat.
You believe everything you read online?
I believe that. Yes. Especially when you were looking for it as a way to get out of this bet.
Yeah, Dollar Tree actually is where he was.
Dollar Tree. Oof.
Dollar Tree, that used to be everything was $1. Now it's like $1.25, $1.50. No. No longer $1 for everything.
It's a dollarish tree.
Yeah, dollarish. Really did send a picture of the sign. I think it was like a pound for a pack of the frozen.
Yeah.
berries.
But it was just what would it be, about 3 or 4 of those packs? For a pound? Wouldn't be that much.
Well, I'm not buying it. I don't have to buy it.
I'll buy it. I have no problem buying it.
Who the hell's going to buy that jersey? They're not going to get a James Harrison jersey for less than like $100.
Oh, I have plenty of Steeler fans.
All right.
I have plenty of Steeler friends that'll happily loan me a James Harrison jersey just to see John in it.
Because that's what we should be talking about. Because the Browns are going to lose out and they're not going to make the playoffs. They're going to find a way to screw this up. And by the way, the other thing that ticked me off today about the Browns is that they keep. Did you see the meme that's been going around all over the place today?
Mm-mm.
It's a meme. Maybe you can find it. Probably just search it. But it's that final Hail Mary pass, and the Bears player is laying on the ground, and there's a ghost picture of Jim Brown poking the ball away with a cane.
Well, good for Jim for stepping in there. I support that. I'm looking.
See it anyway. I know that I. You know what? I copied it at work. It's not gonna be on my phone.
Yeah, it didn't come up.
Yeah, it's been everywhere on Facebook today. And my point of that is, and what irritated me about it is that every Browns fan was like, "Oh yeah, Jim Brown, way to go, Jim Brown. Jim Brown is like the new Jedi, getting rid of the football, and it's the Jim Brown, the ghost of Jim Brown. It's going to help us win all these games." Is the ghost of Jim Brown still beating the shit out of women? That's what I want to know. Was the cane that he was swinging around to knock that football out of the Bears' hands one that he was slapping women in the face with? That's what I want to know. Everybody celebrates this Jim Brown like he's a hero when the guy was allegedly an abuser, tossed a woman off a balcony, and everybody's, "Hey, Jim Brown, the ghost of Jim Brown is going to help us win the Super Bowl."
Maybe that ghost thought that football was named Marsha or something.
I guess. I don't know. Allegedly.
Yeah. Well, it's not alleged. He definitely did that.
I don't know. Did he?
I think he did. I think he did like jail time, or not jail time, but like he was convicted of it, wasn't he?
I think on lesser charges or something.
Yeah.
You have to experience asparagus pea at least once in your life.
That's right.
I'll pass. Why do I have to experience? Why is that something I need to experience?
This is not going to be... Dude, you're going to get to the end of the show and be like, this was shit. This was nothing. You're psyching yourself into this thing being bad. Asparagus is not bad.
One, I'm not going to have to, psych myself out of anything. I'm not going to lose.
You're definitely going to lose.
When could they actually clinch the playoffs? That's what I want to know. When can the Browns clinch the playoffs?
Let's see. They're, 9-5. They're probably going to have to... It'll probably come down to... Not this week, but the next week. If they win this week and next week, they probably clinch. I don't know. Everybody's got the same record this year. Exactly. Everybody's like 9-5 or 10-4 or 8-6. Everybody, like the whole playoff thing is. The thing is it's probably going to come down to last week because they have to be the wild card. They're not going to catch the Ravens.
All right. A lot has to happen, but the Browns could. This is from Channel 3. But the Browns could potentially earn a postseason berth in Week 16.
Is that this week? That's this week.
They must beat the Houston Texans first.
Right.
At the moment, ESPN Power Index gives Cleveland 89% chance of getting a postseason berth.
There we go.
Fourth best odds in the NFL.
So what has to happen this week? They got to beat the Texans?
All right, let's run through the scenarios.
All right, let's do that.
For starters, the Browns must beat Houston on Christmas Eve for any of these paths to open up.
Okay.
No ifs, ands, or buts.
Okay.
And they are 2.5-point road underdog against the Texans.
They're an underdog?
Yes, 2.5.
Get out of here.
So let's say the Browns win. What has to happen? Well,
Holly Strano has to flip her car. Oh, she did that already.
Yes, that is according to Channel 3, allegedly. AFC North rivals Cincinnati and Pittsburgh will kick off. God, can they make this easy? Cleveland can clinch if the Steelers beat the Bengals. The following results must take place. The Chargers win over the Bills Saturday night. Now, if the Steelers beat the Bengals, this must happen. The Chargers win over the Bills Saturday night. An Atlanta Falcons win or tie against the Colts on Sunday. A Miami Dolphins win or tie against the Cowboys later Sunday. A New England Patriots win or tie against the Broncos Sunday night.
Well, that's the one that won't happen.
But if Cincinnati prevails over Pittsburgh or the game ends in a tie, the framework gets a lot more complicated with 6 separate scenarios now come into play. 3 would be contingent on Buffalo losing to L.A. A Miami win or tie against Dallas, and a New England win or tie versus Denver. A Colts win against Atlanta, Tampa Bay Buccaneers win over Jacksonville, and a Miami win or tie versus Dallas.
How great would it be if they get in because Baker pulls the string for Tampa?
These are way too complicated to get into. Here's the deal. They're not going to clinch this weekend.
Well, look at that. C.J. Stroud reportedly expected to remain sidelined versus Browns.
That's all show. That's That's not accurate.
Why is that not accurate?
Expected to remain. They're just playing the game of we're not letting the Browns know who's going to be the quarterback.
C.J. Stroud likely out Sunday versus Browns, sources
likely.
say.
They didn't say is out. It says likely out.
Because they're waiting to see about the concussion protocol. But
plus, Case Keenum might be a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud.
Now you're just being an ass.
I'm not being an ass.
Case Keenum is a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud.
When Case Keenum was here, he just did not have the talent around him to win football games.
Stop it. He is not a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud.
I said might be. Might be.
Well, I might be. I might be a better quarterback than C.J. Stroud. I mean, we could play that game all day long.
I'm just saying. If C.J. Stroud is out, the Texans have a lot of great players. Case Keenum could lead that team to a 30-point victory against our Browns.
Yeah, please.
Plus, their defense is solid.
Their defense is fair.
I know nothing about their defense or their offense.
They're okay. I mean, I've watched a couple of their games. They're okay. But Stroud is the reason that they've won their games. If he ain't there, they ain't winning.
He's going to play. He's going to play on Sunday.
He ain't playing.
Oh, yeah.
Why would they risk him?
Because they have a playoff berth at risk. They got to win, too. If they want to make the playoffs, they got to win. So
he's in concussion protocol.
He'll pass on Sunday morning.
No, he won't. He's out.
Oh, he'll play.
Well, if he does pass, I hope Miles hits him in the head.
I'll put a pound of green beans on this one that he plays.
A pound of green beans on top of the asparagus?
No, I'm not doing that. Thought about it for a second.
I'm like,
I'll put a pound of corn on the cob.
No.
Pound of corn.
Pound of collard greens.
No.
It's not supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a good bet.
I'll put a pound of Hershey Kisses.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes. What's next? A pound of jelly beans?
Look,
Jesus.
that's tough. Hershey Kisses for a pound might actually kill me. So that,
Yeah. I don't know that I could eat a pound of chocolate. That's a lot of chocolate.
You ever eaten like a big pound? I bet you had a pound of chocolate before.
Nah, I don't really eat sugar. I'm the lone fat guy on the planet that doesn't eat candy and cookies and cake and stuff. I really don't. It burns my throat.
Of corn, you will be pooping.
There you go. You'll be shitting half the day and pissing iodine the other half with the asparagus.
9,000 scenarios. I would run all this stuff by the
numbers guy
WTM Facebook page, but I'm banned from there. So,
want me to do it for you?
So I'm not allowed to. Just sign my name. The Browns will not make the playoffs. Seth said so.
Maybe each moving forward with the show, I'll pull it up over here and we'll just feature what they're doing on their Facebook page on this show.
Or yeah, we could do that. Or maybe you could like just put a link to the Seth Williams Show.
Yeah, why not? But then they'll ban me too. I've got burner
accounts. That to get that done, because I posted just the slightest little comment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing even bad, but somebody had to be sitting there, just watching.
Oh yeah.
The
can't have that. Blocked.
Yeah.
And then they probably went running to management. You're not going to believe it. I finally got Seth banned.
He's blocked. We're never going to see him again. I just want to know who's doing it. Maybe it's the management.
It's probably some damn intern. Who are you kidding?
Well, I read some of the other comments because somebody posted a comment like that said, Bloom Day is the best you could get. And whoever was running the page said, and now that's a pretty shitty comment. And the guy, whoever was running the page said, I didn't see your resume on the top of that pile. So I don't think it's like a real respectable person.
Oh, we're not supposed to be there.
I can't see that page anymore.
Turn your head, Seth.
I've been blocked.
Turn your head. You're not allowed to see this. Oh my God. We're breaking the rules. We're breaking the rules.
Are we allowed to do that? I don't even know. I'm assuming we're allowed to pull up their page.
Why not? Of course we can pull up Facebook. Now, are they going to block me for looking at this page with you in the area?
You might be blocked.
Now, I'm not even making a comment. I'm just showing what's on their page. Well, it looks pretty interesting. Waffle House. Mm-hmm. Jim Harbaugh. It's great. Airline picture.
I'm sad I can't look at that anymore.
Well, don't turn your head.
Sorry.
What are you doing?
I used to get all my news from there, and now I can't.
Donald Trump?
I have to resort to TikTok.
Got Donald Trump here?
That is a shame what happened to him.
He's going to beat that. They're not going to keep him off the ballot.
I don't think that they legally can. I mean, the guy.
How can you claim insurrection when he's never even been investigated for insurrection?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know what they're basing it on. I mean, usually in this country, you have this thing called due process, which means you have to have a trial, which means you have to be convicted. Then you have to go through appeals processes.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. And then they can, maybe the Supreme Court would get a case like that and be able to decide on it. But they didn't do any of that stuff.
No.
They're just convicting him without a trial, without anything. They're going off of the ABC after-school special that they called the January 6th, whatever it was, hearings. Yeah. And that's what they're going off of.
I'm just going to say, Seth.
Political prisoners locked up.
Yeah. I'm just going to say you are a car thief. I have no proof of that at all, and you've never stolen a car, but you are a car thief.
Never been convicted of it.
No, but you're a car thief.
That's what we're going to go with.
Yeah, why not? What the hell is going on over there? They're smoking a little bit too much of that weed over there in Colorado.
Yeah, it is it is what, the first state? Isn't that the first state to
They were the first ones, yeah. Yeah, they were the first ones to bring it in.
I forgot to send Tony the link, so I was scrambling to send
Oh, it's all good.
the link.
I'm just sitting here reading about the Jimmy Malone show on WTAM. I took it off the screen so you couldn't see it.
Thank you, because I felt like I was going to get arrested.
Yeah, I don't want to participate in helping you see this this hallowed website.
Yeah. It's funny how a conservative station that was supposed to be all about free speech and you're allowed to say what you want to say. Big tech is horrible for censoring, the conservative movement. Won't allow somebody that used to work there for 13 years to leave a comment on their site.
Yeah. Well, they got a podcast up from Greg Brenda. Man, that's good. That's good. Frankenbeans. Isn't that him?
Yeah.
Sir Frankenbeans?
It is.
Oh, here's something interesting. Jonah Hill celebrates his 40th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday, Jonah.
That was a big topic on Bloom Daddy, apparently.
Really?
That they're putting that up as a podcast.
Well, that's great.
Celebrating his birthday, Jonah Hill.
Happy birthday, Jonah.
What the fuck is going on over here at TAM? Jesus. This is one boring-ass website.
I don't know. I'm not allowed to look at it.
Now, here's something. 180 individuals are expected to be named in the documents as Epstein people. Epstein associates. What do you think of that?
Now, that would be interesting to see.
Yeah. I can't show you, though. Sorry, Seth. You can't see that.
I appreciate it.
I don't want to, help to contribute to the delinquency of you.
I appreciate it. Let's take a quick break so I can get Tony on here.
Okay. All good. You need me to play it?
Go ahead and play a couple of stuff.
All right. Where is Yellow Brick Road? Here we go. All right. Here we go. We'll be back in a minute.
Thank you.
There's no place like home, and whether it's furniture, artwork, home accessories, appliances, or that one-of-a-kind collectible, Yellow Brick Road Online Auctions allows you to find everything you need from the comfort of your own home. The owner of Yellow Brick Road Auctions has been conducting online estate auctions for over 8 years by providing homeowners with a stress-free process to liquidate all items that have accumulated over the years.
I'm Melissa Mendici, owner of Yellow Brick Road Auctions. Log on today to find your heart's desire.
Does your company need fresh teas? Have you paid an arm and a leg for the ones you have? Worried about poor quality when you pay less? Stop worrying, Northeast Ohio, and visit us at www.wctees.com. At Wolf Creek Media, we're family owned, we offer simple pricing, and we're fair and honest. We even have an in-house graphic designer and cover all your apparel needs. So if you need t-shirts, hoodies, banners, or any other type of printing, call us at 330-353-9695 or visit us at wctees.com. That's wctees.com. A proud sponsor of the Seth Williams Show.
Right back here. Seth
We
Williams
are.
Show with Chris Hagan on the porn set that we have going on right now.
That's right. Dude, I don't know if you know this.
I don't.
And you never will because you can never see this, but
Yes.
News Radio WTAM is ranked in the top 99 in the Stars leaderboard on Facebook.
Really?
Look at that. They get a lot of stars, apparently.
You realize you get paid when you get stars, so that's how they're raising revenue now, apparently, to pay for hosts is by the stars they get on Facebook.
Maybe. I wonder how many stars that Jonah Hill story got.
Oh, I'm sure a ton.
So stupid.
All right, let's go to Tony Masaccio.
All right.
Maybe. He's been in and out. So we're going to end the year like we started the year.
That's right.
Tony, I'm banned from the WTAM Facebook page.
Oh, my. How did that happen?
I don't know, because they don't like me.
That's all right. I was banned from WTAM 1100 when Triv passed away. I wasn't allowed to call in.
Oh,
Now
that's right. You were one of the banned callers.
Yeah, so now they're calling me to call in.
There
Just
you
like
go.
how Triv was, they wanted him to call in for Pete Franklin. Now they're calling me.
Well,
Nice.
that's
Figure
good.
that one out, huh?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm needed.
Yeah.
So, guys, first of all, happy holidays.
Happy
Chris,
holidays.
Seth,
Same to you.
Nice to see you guys. I am here live in my kitchen, and I am making eggplant parmesan.
Nice.
So if I can do this, I'm going to actually have, Sam, you want to come right here? Right where? Grab this phone, just like this. Can you see that?
What is that?
This is an eggplant. This is the ugliest piece of vegetable produce in the produce department. It's a purplish black vegetable, which most people, you see this, you think, how am I going to cook this? So eggplant parmesan in the Italian community is like a delicacy. You want to slice it just like this, nice and thin, and then you put it out, and then you put salt on it to get all the moisture out of the eggplant itself.
Okay.
Once you do that, you want to actually put this into a batter. So I put a little bit of milk, or you can use almond milk with eggs, and just crack an egg inside right in a little bowl. And then you want to actually dip the slice of eggplant. The thinner it is, the better it is. So this way it soaks up nice, and it also will fry very nicely. So you would just dip it in just like this, and then put it right into your, actually I have gluten-free breadcrumbs, but you can use any breadcrumbs.
See that, Seth?
Isn't this cool?
It is cool, but
Shan, are you seeing this?
yes, thank God. When he said it's purplish and black, I was like, oh my God. But then he said vegetable. Thank God for that.
Yeah. So you want to twice dip this. You actually want to go from dark to light, just like Michael Jackson. What you want to do is you want to put it in a hot pan, just like this. As you can see, I'm already putting some on here. And then you just fry it low. You can put a cover on it. And then once it's fried, I like to fry it. And then what I like to do is bake it. So once it's actually fried, you can put it right on a pan, which I'm going to get in 1 second here, guys. And to prep it, you just want to put the eggplant down. And then don't let Mama Masaccio see this. Glad she's been gone for 15 years. Never want to come out of a jar. Although I do have our friends flour sauce. How cool is this, huh? They make a marinara. They also make a bolognese, and they make a mushroom spaghetti sauce, which is delicious. And of course, that's my friend Matt Mitro, who owns Flour in Moreland Hills. We have done a show there, a great place. So then you want to just put a slice of tomato right on the eggplant. You can grate some mozzarella cheese right over it. Now, again, I know, Seth, you don't like the tomato.
Never had
it. You can eliminate the tomato, but the tomato makes it nice and a little acidy. It's a little bit more Italian, obviously, with the tomato on there. And again, you can put like a really nice amount of cheese on here. And then what I like to do is not only the mozzarella, you can actually add a little Parmesan just right on top.
Right on.
And then what you want to do is you want to just put it right in the oven. Put it in the oven for about 8 to 10 minutes. All you want to do is make it where the literally where the sauce gets a little hot and the cheese just melts just enough. So welcome to broadcasting here. You have the final product right here.
Look at that.
Isn't this cool? And again, you can actually, this is sold either as an appetizer or sold as a dish in an Italian restaurant. And guess what? 3 pieces of this right here is probably $17 at fine dining in an Italian restaurant. So I'm not going to give you my address, but just call me, text me. I'll make you eggplant Parmesan.
Nice.
Seth, I'm leaving you a sample of this on my front porch, so you're going to try it. Okay?
I'll swing by in a little while.
That's the goods there, Tony.
Yeah, absolutely. Tony, can you hear us?
Me? Yep, you got me now. Yes. Say it again.
I said I'll swing by in a little bit, but that looks amazing.
Yeah, it's very good. So this, again, is an Italian dish that my mom taught us, and it's very simple, as you can see, just a few ingredients. So when TV dinners came out, I've said this story before, I wanted to learn how to cook. And I got every dish my mom cooked, whether it be cavatels, sauce, obviously not out of the jar, scratch sauce, lasagna, you name it, whatever she made, I cooked, except she was not a great baker. The biscuits that she made on Thanksgiving, my brother and I played catch with. So I was just with little John this morning. He actually had a brunch at his house. We were talking about this. In the Italian community, actually our culture, on Christmas Eve, I don't know if you ever heard of this or not, it's called the 7 Fishes. And what it does, it's good luck and prosperity for the new year. So you actually make 7 fishes, even if it's raw, whether it be, like a oyster, a shrimp, a crab leg, or you can make schmelts or whatever, 7 fishes you serve the evening of Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Yeah, cool.
Wow. That is cool.
So everyone, I guess in New Year's Day, I guess it's pork that brings you good luck in some different nationalities. Just it's very interesting, the things that we make in our cultures and our heritage.
Yeah, my mother-in-law, Tony, on Christmas Eve does a thing where it's almost like 7 different dishes, but they all come out separately. It's like one dish is going to be peas all by itself. One dish is going to be like pierogies all by itself. One dish is going to be blah, blah, all by itself. But you can't use like salt, pepper, sauces, nothing. You're kind of screwed when you're trying to eat this meal because now everything's stuck to your teeth and you can't move your face around to even chew it. Then you're not allowed to have anything to drink during the meal until after the meal.
Oh,
there can't be any lights on while the meal is happening. Just one candle lit like in the middle of the table. And then at the end of the table, at the end of the meal, they blow out the candle. And whichever way the smoke goes is supposedly the next person's going to fucking die. Now, how sad is that? How scary is that shit? The first time I did this tradition, I brought a fan with me. I started blowing the fan. Like, I'm not going to have the smoke coming anywhere near me.
This sounds more like a cult than a heritage.
Apparently, I wasn't quick enough the last Christmas Eve because I almost bought the farm and lost a leg. So apparently, some of the smoke hit my leg on the way by. But yeah, it's different. But I mean, it's always good, and I appreciate her traditions. But yeah, there is a tradition for everyone.
Yeah. Hey, so real quick, December 18th. Happy belated birthday to Keith Richards. He's 80 years old this month. Is that incredible? This guy had a alcohol problem, a heroin problem, cigarettes. He just quit 2 years ago. And the funniest thing about this is that obviously we know the Stones are going to be here this summer.
Right.
They are sponsored by AARP.
That's right.
How ironic is that? That is so funny.
That's awesome.
And this is true. Actually, The Who was going to be sponsored by AARP. But with the song My Generation, I hope I die before I get old was not going to be a great campaign slogan.
Nice.
Thanks, Tone.
Thank you, guys. So I'll be at 1899 in Shaker this Saturday morning. Unfortunately, I was there last week. We had technical difficulties. The board op couldn't get into work.
Oh,
welcome to the workforce, huh?
Yes, indeed.
Right.
I need you, Seth. I need you on the board. Tony Masasha reporting for the Seth Williams Show.
Happy New Year,
Everybody
Tony.
knows Tony. Happy New Year to you guys. Again, 10 o'clock every Saturday morning, Flashpoint. You can tune me in, and you can win a free dinner. Guys,
Nice.
Happy New Year. I'll talk to you next year.
All right, Tony.
Thanks,
Take
Tony.
care, bud.
Bye.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Good stuff, man.
There goes Tony. I was going to ask him about making you an asparagus meal.
Yeah, well,
That would have been good. He could
would've
make
been
you. He could make you asparagus parmesan.
yeah. I have to admit though, the asparagus. I mean, what do you have?
Eggplant parmesan.
Eggplant? I mean, it looked good.
It is
But
good.
I don't know what eggplant tastes like. So
I like it personally. I'm a fan of the eggplant personally, but it's one eggplant is one of those that is 50-50. Half the people like it and will tell you it's the best thing ever. The other half will tell you, why are you baking a vegetable? You know, there's a definite line in the sand with that.
Yeah. Well, All right. Well, I think that that's going to do it for us. I want to just say I encourage. I know how I started this show with you, talking about this disaster with me, with the radio station banning me from Facebook and all that. But I do encourage everybody to listen to Triv on Monday,
right?
Christmas, because he was a treasure for this town, and I'll be listening. And if you loved him, you should be listening too. Just after Monday, don't turn it on ever again, because they didn't care the way that we all cared. They didn't care the way that I cared about Triv. They didn't care the way that you guys cared about Triv. And I'm not saying all of them. I mean, Marty and Paul and all those guys definitely cared. Mott's over there cared. I know that. A lot of people that do work there, they cared, but some of the management lied, and they don't care. And but I encourage everybody to listen, enjoy it, treasure it, record it if you can, so you can have it.
Put it on YouTube. That way, people can listen to that instead of the actual station.
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with bitter feelings towards getting fired or anything else. It has to do with I know how they felt, and I know how Triv felt, and that's where this is coming from, not from a place of anger or hurt or anything else. It's just that I know the truth. And but enjoy it while you can. Enjoy Triv on Monday. And we will have best of shows running for the next little while.
We will.
And then we will be back in January with a refreshed, hopefully fantastic show.
Yep, full of asparagus. And
no asparagus. I want to thank everybody for listening, though, this past year. I do appreciate it. Everybody that joined us on all the platforms, Rumble and the SethWilliamsShow.com and YouTube and Facebook and everything else. CMS Network, of course.
That's right.
I hope everybody has a good, safe Christmas and a good, happy New Year as well. So,
yes, sir.
You got any big plans? Going to do anything party up for New Year's?
I am doing nothing. I mean, literally, I might go. I gotta reach out to Bloom Doggy and see. He had invited me like 2 months ago about doing something on New Year's, and I don't remember what. And he hasn't mentioned word one about it since, so I don't know if it just isn't happening now or what. But I don't know on New Year's and Christmas. I ain't doing nothing. I am staying home.
Maybe we'll videotape him in a Steelers jersey on New Year's night. So.
That would be good. I would love that.
Have yourself a great one, and God willing, we will talk to you again in 2024.
See ya.
See ya.